Hey everybody, thank you so much for clicking on my video. So I was super excited today when I came home and I saw my Juvia's Place Zulu palette. So I want to go ahead and give you guys the first impressions of this product and just like give you like an idea of how you can work this palette because it does have a lot of color. This is the outside, obviously. Super pretty, nice colors. I don't know. Juvia's Place has like the best palette covers, so I was expecting greatness. They gave me greatness. Everything is wonderful. So inside of the actual palette, you get another little picture up here. You get 9 shadows with this palette. As you can see, I haven't even like taken off the little plastic cover. That's how fresh it is. It's a magnetic cover, so it does go ahead and shut all the way. There is something that I really want to point out about this palette compared to every other palette from Juvia's Place. The first palette that I ever got from Juvia's Place, it is the Nubian 2, and then this is the Zulu palette. So let's go ahead and just put these on top of each other. So the Zulu palette is considerably smaller than the Nubian 2. So compared to the other palettes, you get less shades in the Zulu palette. But I just want to go ahead and let you know that there is a considerable size difference between the Zulu palette and like every other palette from Juvia's Place. So this is a close-up of all the shadows. So you go ahead, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those shades are matte shades, and then the remaining 3 are shimmer shades, which is these 3. I'm gonna go ahead and do quick swatches of these for you, and then I will do an eye look. When I was swatching the shades, I did notice that colors like the yellow, by the way, my fingernails are super ghetto. The colors like the yellow, the brown, those were really the 2 colors that were kind of like hard to swatch on my hand. I did have to go back. It only took like 2 times to really get full pigmentation. However, the shades like, actually all of the shimmer shades, all 3 of these shades right here, pack such an insane punch. Like, this shimmer is crazy. As a whole, I feel like Juvia's Place did an amazing job with this palette. It's gonna be super easy to mix match a bunch of things in this palette, so you're definitely gonna be able to achieve a lot of fabulous looks using this. So let me stop talking. We're gonna go ahead and fix my face using this beautiful palette. Now that I have my base all done, I'm gonna go ahead and start with my eyes. So let's move this out the way, super in the way. So I'm going to use my Sephora 73 brush, and I'm going to just apply this yellow shade to my crease. So first reaction, I don't know. I feel like when I swatched it, I thought it applied super patchy, but when I'm applying it using my brush, it's super smooth. I think this is like a good amount of pigment for what I want. If I really wanted to make it a little bit more yellow, I have this L'Oreal Infallible Paints eyeshadow stick thing, and I would probably put this down as a base and then put the Zulu palette yellow on top, and then it will really like pop and, you know, look amazing and whatnot. But overall, so far, I'm like, I don't know, I really like this yellow. I was kind of afraid that this palette didn't have enough transition shades, but this is definitely an amazing transition shade. So. And now that I've applied that yellow, to get rid of the harsh line between the little area between my eyebrow and the actual transition shade, I'm going to use this MAC 224 brush, and I'm just gonna buff the color like up towards my brow. I like to use a clean brush when I do this, just so I don't like go too heavy with the pigment, you know. To deepen up this yellow shade, I'm going to use my Morphe M507 brush, and I'm going to apply this orange shade to my crease. I basically just like wildly applied that shade to my crease. I didn't really like think too hard about it, you know. Trying to apply a nice amount of pigment, and then using the MAC 224 brush that I used earlier, this does not have any shadow on it. I'm going to go ahead and buff those 2 colors together just to blend everything out. And these shades are blending super easy. I don't know, I feel like I'm not really putting in that much effort, and they're just, you know, doing everything that you would wish a shadow would do. Definitely color shadows, because some people are really afraid of color, but these are really beginner friendly. And using my Sephora 73 brush that had my yellow shade on it, I'm just gonna apply a little bit more yellow on top of both of those colors. Kind of to just create like a nice burnt orangey yellow shade. You know, I'm kind of creating my own shade with this. And once again, I'm going to use the clean brush to buff out any harsh lines. All right, awesome. Okay, and I don't really know what I'm doing actually. I'm kind of just winging it. So using my M507 brush and a little bit of that orange shade, I'm going to go ahead and start applying the orange shade to the outer V of my eye so I can go ahead and start a nice smoky eye. And to blend that shade, of course, I'm going to use the blending brush with the yellow shade, which is my Sephora 73 brush. To deepen up my outer V, I'm going to go ahead and use this brown shade right here. And this is just a ColourPop blending brush. It doesn't really have a number, but that's where it's from. Typing out the excess, and I'm going to apply it to the outer portion of my eye. Okay, and a little note about this brown. So the brown is not as pigmented as the other two shades, in my opinion. I feel like this is a good transition shade as well. I wasn't expecting it to be so light. It's definitely super good for like what I'm doing right now, which is deepening up other colors, but I wouldn't use this without combining it with another shade. And to blend out this outer V, I'm going to use the Sephora 73 brush with the yellow shade on it, and I'm just going to blend between the brown, orange, and yellow shades. Taking this flat shadow brush from ColourPop, I'm going to go ahead, oh my gosh. I'm going to go ahead and apply this turquoisey, I don't know if this is turquoise or green, I don't know, but this cool shade right here, and I'm going to apply that to 2/3 of my eye. So as soon as I started to apply the shadows, or this shadow, I started to notice that this shadow is super patchy. The pigment is there, as you can see, like my eye looks super green. It's there, you can work with it, but dry alone I don't think is enough pop for me. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of my finishing spray. I'm going to spray it on this brush just a few times, and I'm going to apply this same shade wet onto my eyelid. As I expected, wetting the shadow really made it pop. It's just so much brighter on this side than it is on this side, so I'm really happy I decided to do that, just because, I don't know, I feel like it applied so much smoother while it was wet, and the color payoff was like freaking amazing. So using another flat shadow brush, I'm going to go ahead and apply, ooh, let's do both. I was just trying to decide what color to do, but forget it, I don't need boundaries. Let's go with this one first. Yes, that is the correct life choice. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and apply this shade to the outer turquoise part of my eye. Using this little angled brush, because I am now running out of flat shadow brushes, I'm going to go ahead and apply this lime green shade right here to the inner portion of my eye, so the inner 2/3 of my eye. Now that I've actually like applied the shimmery green dry, I'm going to try to apply it. Oh, I'm just dropping everything. I'm going to go ahead and apply it wet as well, just because I use the dry layer to go ahead and blend everything out, but the color payoff to me without any wetness to the shimmer shades. The shimmer shades kind of seem transparent on top of this really vibrant blue that I put down. Once again, making this shadow wet just like completely brought it to a whole nother level. I feel like some of their other palettes don't require you add water to their shades, but their other palettes are also not these like super intense vibrant colors. So that's probably what it, you know, comes down to. It's the colors that they chose for this palette. To blend the green with the blue, I'm just going to make slight motions like sideways between, like dragging the green to the blue shadow, just to blend it out. Now that the main portion of my eyes is complete, in my opinion, I'm going to go ahead and do my contour. what is this, Morphe 507 brush from earlier, I am going to apply a little bit of that orange shade to my lower lash line. Then using my NYX Pinup Tease mascara, I'm just gonna apply a bunch of mascara, and then I'm going to go in with a little bit of eyeliner. I don't want to do a wing. I'm just lining it basically to hide the eyelash band that I'm going to apply. And this is my final look. Off camera, I applied a little bit of white eyeliner. This eyeliner I just got from like a beauty store, so it's nothing fancy. I also applied a little bit of that lower lash line mascara and some eyelashes by Kiss. Then finally, I set my entire face using my NYX matte setting spray. I use this really because if I use like a really like ashy highlight, this really like neutralizes everything. So that is what I did off camera. Words on this palette. Overall, I think that the shadows that come in this palette are super wearable. I'm actually really impressed that I was able to choose this many colors and I don't look like overly done up. So I don't know, I love this. I just love this collection overall. The way that they formatted the actual palettes is these three shades really go together. This brown is definitely more of like an orange tone brown. So these like all blend together marvelously. These three shades obviously go together, and then these three go together. Actual shadows in this palette really pack a punch if you go ahead and wet them. Dry, they're nice on the finger swatches, but they really transfer well to your eyelid if you go ahead and wet your shadows first. Overall, I don't know, I love this palette. I love color, and I just love the colors in this palette. So those are my final thoughts. Everything that I used today I will have linked down below, so you can go ahead and look down there if you would like to recreate this look. Also, thank you so much for watching, and see you later.